and all that. But I'm like saying,
Yes.
this is
my book.
This is my story. This is my storyline. This is my book. What's happening? You understand? So my friend calls another author that we know in Northern Cape. And then we're thinking, yeah, maybe he might know. And then he says, no, I was there. I have a copy of the book. It was written, it was said to have been written by a 13-year-old child. So I see the child.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nomstar Nomstar. Today, I'm honored to have the incredible, talented Kentse Badirwang, an author who has turned her life challenges into a powerful story. She's written a book sharing her experience, and unfortunately, she's also experienced the harsh reality of plagiarism. Kentse is here to share her journey and the impact it had on her life and how she is rising above it all. Without further ado, welcome Kentse Badirwang. The views and opinions expressed on the show by the guests do not necessarily reflect those of the channel. Hi everybody, my name is Nomstar S1 Mpangela, but you can easily call me Nomstar. Oh, you can also call me the Queen of Podcasts. Baby. And today, I have a very interesting story, guys. I'm with Kentse.
Kentse.
Say, and then your surname is
Badirwang. Yes.
So this is a very, very interesting name. And I think we've been going through it on learning more about it.
Yes.
But welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Yes. So Kentse Badirwang.
Badirwang.
And what language is that?
I guess it's one.
Okay.
It's one is deep sako mahikeng.
Yes.
So Kentse Badirwang. Ke ngwanyana o tswang ko Maftown.
Yes. Okay. Guys, expand not in one area.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Kentse, what's the meaning of your name?
My great-grandfather gave me the name.
Okay.
So my full name is Kentse.
Okay.
So it gives reference to the book of Genesis when they were asking God, what should we call you? And then he said, call me the great I am.
Yes.
So ka Setswana lina la teng Kentse.
Wow.
So I think my great-grandfather gave me, and there's power in each and every name.
Amen.
So I think my great-grandfather had a vision of the child or the person that he wants me to become, or he hopes I can become.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a beautiful name. Because now I was like, it's deep. Very deep. Yeah. And now, Kentse, you are an author. That's how now I met your stories on TikTok.
Yes.
And also on Facebook.
Yes.
So just tell us more, a background here, you becoming an author. Why?
Okay.
What inspired that?
Okay. So I didn't wake up one day and thought I want to become an author and all that. So I had a very difficult childhood, and I'm a survivor of multiple situations of gender-based violence. So I wrote my books, I wanted to tell my stories because I wanted to heal myself. Because at the time, that was the only thing that could save my life. So I had to choose between committing suicide and healing myself.
Yes.
Absolutely, because by then, the things that had happened to me were just too much for me to bear.
Yeah.
And then, I was an alcoholic and all that. So I figured, I remembered my childhood, the inner child. I loved keeping diaries. I loved journaling. I loved documenting every emotion that I couldn't process.
Yeah.
So, and then just this one time I decided, you know what, let me try and write a book that I'm going to tell all these stories that I could not even tell my family or even process, you understand? So that it's going to be able to make sense in my healing journey. So I wrote a book, my first book, Katie's Arrow, which I released in 2016. But it took me 2 years to write that book. Yeah, simply because it was too painful. It was too painful. So I would write and stop for 6 months and stop and write a paragraph. So eventually after 2 years, and then I finally put it together.
Wow.
And also there were things that I omitted because I felt people were not going to believe. Because even this one, people can't believe that all these things happened to one human being. So it's such a painful book.
So we are going to have more, another show about this book.
Definitely, absolutely.
Because I feel like gender-based violence is something that I think majority of the women in South Africa, we all go through it.
Yes.
Seeing someone bouncing back like you and hitting back with a book, hi girl, you are going to inspire and motivate and help other women to come out to where they are, obviously healing. So we are coming back to this one.
Yes, that is my passion. Yeah.
And now what caught my eye, because I've seen you, but here's a story, guys. There is so much drama in this book. Just before we enter into what's really happening now and what's happening to you now with this book, can you tell us more about this book? How do you read it?
Molayakgosi.
Molayakgosi.
Yeah, so Molayakgosi is from a Setswana proverb.
Okay.
That is actually, when it's full, you say Molayakgosi wa itaela. So what it means is, if you say, I'm going to slap all my kids, all your kids, then it means at the end of the day, we must also get to slap your kids, something like that. So the story goes like, as you can see, there's an albino king. Yes. So now there was a king, so the way I developed the story was centered around advocating for people living with albinism, and also in the same space, create an opportunity to teach people ka bongaka ba Batswana.
Yes.
Because we all know there are different types of traditional healing, and when you go on TikTok, is bongoma, bonguni, what? So people are confused, and so even our own tribes, Batswana, they end up going to Mafetwa, with Mafetwa other tribes, like me, for instance. I went Ephetweni for Orlando, you understand?
Yeah,
and I was
in a different way.
in a different. So now this book, I wanted to also say, if you are a Motswana, re na le bongaka Tsupe, so re na le bongaka ba Bogosi. So I wanted to also educate people because I have an ancestral gift.
Okay.
But I misinterpreted it, like I didn't understand it myself. So I wanted to reflect on my journey. My own calling, to say, no, I can't say ke Mosangoma, ke na le bongoma, ke Motswana, bongaka baka is what. So I wanted to also express that in this book, and also express, get to teach people ka our royal councils, again, so that our people, Batswana Barona, they must be able to understand what are the dynamics, the royal houses, the clans, the different types of Batswana clans. And so the three pillars of this book is advocating for people living with albinism, because we know that they are being killed, for rituals. They say you must steal a child and take their body parts. So I was inspired by this other lady that I met at a store, and then she said to me, I was playing with a baby while we were at the queue, and then she said, I live in fear because I hide my baby and people want to steal my baby. So that really, really, spoke to me, and that really got to me, because I couldn't understand why people had to go to that level, for the sake of Ugutwala or having power. So I just went home and thought about it and planned and started jotting down, my objectives, my thoughts, and then that's how I developed this story, Molayakgosi. Yes.
But this is a very powerful story just for people who feel horrific. Okay, can you tell us a bit of the story then, so that at least we can feel what's really happening in the story?
In the story, okay. So Molayakgosi speaks about a royal king, who has a very powerful tribe and has a kingdom from, his village is his kingdom rather is called Litlepung.
Okay.
So Litlepung Kastswana is abundance, right? So now they had everything. They had like, the agricultural blessings. So they had like livestock. They had like crops, maize, anything, milk, anything you can think of. So the economy of that tribe was based on, the power of the name Litlepung, abundance.
So it was a rich tribe.
So it was a very rich tribe.
Yes.
But then, every kingdom has their own TNC, their own rules.
Yes.
You understand? So one of the major rules that was upheld, that was like of intense cruelty, was that if you are a woman and you have an albino child, so now the child will be taken to the royal house, and then it would be executed or killed, in the most cruel form, and then in front of the whole tribe. Villagers looking, mothers, kids looking. So now, and then I gave reference to a woman called Matsukudu. She gave birth to a child, and then she and the husband decided to hide the child. Go tubing at the caves. So then somebody discovered that there was a lady staying there, and then he went and told the king. So they went to grab the lady and the child was killed. A couple of months later, after the king had been, consulting with his traditional healer, that he wanted a son, that could take his throne, because he had 4 wives. Now he had 4 wives, and they all gave him daughters. Right. So he had like 11 daughters all in all. So now the traditional healer came to his royal kotla and said, you know what, I consulted the bones, and then the ancestors are going to send you an heir. So your first wife, Naledi, is going to give you a son. So now the Kgosi Khabangiti announces that I'm going to have a son. What? And the wife, they confirm the wife is the first wife is pregnant.
Wow.
So now the day that Naledi gives birth, so he calls the whole village to say, come
celebrate.
Let's celebrate in a few hours. So Naledi is busy. She's in labor. She's giving birth she's busy in a process to give birth, with the elders and the midwives. So now the child comes. So now everybody's scared, because now the old woman is holding this glowing yellow, blue-eyed baby. And then now, and then the servant goes and tells the king the baby has arrived. Right? The baby has arrived, and now the baby is an albino. And then, so now the way the king was so upset and disappointed and angry, so now he doesn't know what to do. So his younger brother was a, those I don't know, Baba Bizeti dwarf. He had like dwarfism. Midgets.
Small person.
So he couldn't be a king, but now he used the opportunity. So that's me advocating for people living with this disability, So now he says, so Rangwani, so he says, you are going to kill this child.
Safety.
So you are going to kill, because 2 weeks ago we were here killing Matsukudu's child. You understand? So now, and then, or else if you don't want to do it, you take your wives, you take, some of your servants, and then
leave. Yeah.
You go, yeah, and then you go on exile.
Yes.
So now, and then he naturally says, so he takes a spear and kills the wife on the spot. He kills my lady, and then he
The
says,
brother.
no, the king kills
Yes.
the first wife. He kills Naledi, the first wife, for embarrassing him. And then from there, and then his brother says, because he has always wanted to be king. You understand? So now he says, it's my turn, guy. So now everybody says they're waiting, calling on the child's blood.
Oh.
So now the traditional healer says, let's rather go. This is the child that was chosen by the ancestors. So please, I know it's hard for you. You want to. So now they took the baby, and they took the wives and everything, and then they were expelled.
Oh my word!
Yes.
So it gets there.
Yeah,
so
it gets there.
He kept.
So he kept him. Yeah. So the child's name is Marang.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but Marang goes with his father, and then the lady Matsukudu begs the king to say, you kill my son, so let me take care of this one.
Oh.
You kill my son.
It gets to that.
So now Matsukuru takes, so the son says, so the king says, I want nothing to do with this child. This child is yours. So they leave, they go on exile, and then now the child grows up, and then they tell him, you know what, you're actually king.
Yes.
Guy. And then he does what? And then he plots and plans to go and capture and reclaim his throne. Yes.
So, but this is a very powerful story. It takes time.
It takes time.
That's why you named it
Molayakgosi.
Molayakgosi.
Molayakgosi White Yeah.
Okay.
So the same rule that you want people to obey is the same rule that should apply to you. Yes.
And now, I see something that is different here. Ne? The name that's written on this book is not your name.
It's not my name.
And I think that's where now trying to get to understand now why we're seeing a different name on this book.
Okay, my darling.
You know? And another thing as well, because how long did this book take you to write?
It took me plus minus 6 to 7 months to put together. Yes.
So every day you've been thinking how you're going to get to the plot. And and what language is this book in?
This is one.
What's the whole book?
Yeah, this one.
Hey, girl.
Yes, this is one.
So your son is really good.
Yeah.
Wow. The English is good. Swana so good. So now, why do you have a different name on this book? Because I think that's where I was also thinking, okay, maybe you can explain better.
Yeah.
Why do we have a different author?
A different author.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I think in 2021, just after COVID,
yes,
there was a call at the provincial Sports, Arts and Culture Department to say they want to fund Setswana writers, authors, right?
Okay.
So now we had to submit our books so that a panel could sit and decide on which ones were going to be approved for this funding. So it meant that if they chose my script, and then it would be published, and they would do a launch for me and all that. So I submitted 2 scripts, which is like Molayakgosi and another beautiful story called Lekadiba. So I submitted 2 manuscripts, and then I was like, okay, I submitted ka email. So, and then after that, a couple of months later, I sent an email. Hi, I was just following up, trying to find out if my book has been selected, and then no response. And then my personal assistant sends another email. I was just doing follow-up for my, boss lady. We submitted. If there's any communication, send it to me. Nothing, right? And then I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Let me just wait. I know government things take long.
They take time, yes.
So 2024, Saturday morning.
So all this time you've been waiting?
I've been waiting. So now I was like, okay, let me give them a chance. So now 2023, in November, I get a call on a Saturday. I was at a funeral, I remember. I get a call.
2023.
Yes. I get a call from a certain professor that I cannot mention by name. She says, hello, Nana, how are you? I'm like, I'm good, ma. How are you? She says, I'm good. You know, I received your script from the department. Hey, it was so good. I can't wait. But you know what? They're going to call you January 2024.
Yes.
And then I made some notes. And you see, so your script, I made notes with a red pen. So I want you to change this and that.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. She said, you know what? I wanted to approve both of your scripts because they are so good. But they said it wouldn't be fair to other people. So we are going to start. So I chose Molayakgosi. So I'm like, really, ma? I'm like, I can't wait. So I'm like waiting for January 2024. No, so December, remember 19 December, I'm like excited. Yes. So it's like January, February, March, April, May. So May, I go to my friend's house. I spend the night. In the morning, busy making breakfast. So I'm not on Facebook.
Yes.
I am, but I'm not active. So my friend says to me, my friend, there's a child that, you know, there's a whole shebang going on Facebook. I'm like, what? So there's a book called Molayakgosi that was launched last night in Northern Cape. So I'm like flipping the eggs and I'm like, no, man, it's just it can't be. So I'm like, no, it can't be. So and then she says to me, I'm like, yo, it's like my own script, but I don't think of it because why? Kiko Northern Cape.
Yes.
So and then she says to me, hi, my friend, come and look. Check this out. I'm on Facebook. And then I see this albino boy. And then it's called Molayakgosi. I'm like, but this can't be a coincidence. No, I'm like, okay. And then I sit down. And then I check. And then I see this young girl. And then I see adults. And then I see all these articles. Then, you know, it was a big event, Northern Cape. And then it doesn't make sense. And then I'm trying to sit down. And then my friends can see that because Kinali, hypertension. And they can see that I sit down. And I'm like, no. Labari alcohol what? No, I'm sick. So I sit down and then I see where the book is available and then you can buy the ebook.
Yeah.
So and then we get there in our different phones. We see the synopsis at the back.
Yes.
So the synopsis, Khosi Khabangiti, Litle Boom. You know.
Yes.
So I read this online that it's available. Go Vela Books.
Yes.
Go Vela Books and all that. But I'm like saying,
yes,
this is
my book.
This is my story. This is my storyline. This is my book. What's happening? You understand? So my friend calls another author that we know in Northern Cape. And then we're thinking, yeah, maybe he might know. And then he says, no, I was there. I have a copy of the book. It was written, it was said to have been written by a 13-year-old child. So I see the child and she's smiling and getting videos and all these posts from different companies, you know, to say
13-year-old.
13-year-old. So now she's holding. And then the guy says, I'm gonna courier the book to you. And then I'm like, okay. And then I start crying. And then I start crying. And then my blood pressure is like, yo.
What when you like, guys, could this happen?
So I don't know who to call and I'm confused. You understand? So, and then I call the department's official, you know, the guy that I submitted the book to.
Yes, yes.
So I call him, I tell him, my book is being launched. What happened? What? You know, he's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. He doesn't know. So he says, I don't know what happened. I'm like, and I'm hysterical. I'm crying.
He doesn't know.
So he doesn't know, yeah. So he says to me, come to the office on Monday. And then I start calling my family members, you know, I'm shocked. And then immediately I go home. I go home and then my dad is a nurse, so he tries to stabilize my blood pressure because it's like, you know, very high.
Did you already have did you read the book already at that time?
Yes, I have. So and then I decide to, and then on Sunday, I'm like, no, I'm not going to I'm not going to the office. So I decided I went to Joburg. So I went to Joburg on Monday morning, and then I see the book club, they discovered the child. Now, and then they said, if you want a copy, you must call this lady. So I called the lady. I'm like, hello, ma'am, how are you? She says, I'm good. Says, I'm calling in relation to the book that you launched. Yes, the book that we launched is the one that was written by Motshegofatse Brilliant Pitan. She says, yes, do you want to order? I said, yeah. So I didn't know how she was going to respond. So I said, how do we get the book? She says, the book is available at Bargain Books.
Wow.
Vela Books.
Wow.
Take a Lot. So she mentions all this name. And then I'm like, okay, ma. So, and who else can I call? She said, no, and then she gave me a name of a certain professor. I said, who edited the book? So she said, no, the book was edited by Professor so-and-so.
Professor.
Yeah, so Professor is from Mafikeng. So at least I have a connection.
Yeah.
So Mafikeng. So I needed to find out the professor and the department.
Yes.
So now the link was the Department of Arts and Culture contracted a publishing house to assist them to publish books for them. So my thinking was that the panel that was going to edit and do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that it means the professor might have taken my book from there and then did whatever with it.
Yes.
So I called the professor and then he said, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
I know the book. Yeah, I know, because he says the mother called me and the lady called me to edit the book. And then I edited it. But I only realized later that it was similar to your script.
What a lie. Similar.
So he says the only difference is that the little girl script is edited and yours is not edited, but everything else is the same. So I'm like saying, what are you saying? He says, no. Are you trying to accuse me of something? I'm like, accuse you? And then he says, okay, I'm going to write a report. The department asked me to write a report. So in the report, he writes that the mother and the bookshop lady sent him the script.
Yes.
He edited the script and returned it. And from there, it went to Anfasa. And then from there, it was a project by the National Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, right? So now, and then there was a company, Anfasa, that appointed somebody to edit the book. So now the little girl's book was selected and the mother was paid 25,000. And then, and then the book then was launched by the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture in Northern Cape.
So the confusion now, where I can actually pick it up, I don't know, it's where everything got changed through the professor. Because if you say the professor says that they also read your script and they read the little girl script, obviously professors already knew that this is the same story. So where now, and then I approve again.
Yeah.
And then cancel your name off and take this little girl's book better than yours, but the story is this one. So professor knew.
Yeah. So now here's the twist, an interesting twist, ne? So while all this is happening, my health is going south. I think I spent a good couple of days not being able to bath, eat, sleep, right? And I'm in Joburg. So now I call my friend. I think my friend was overseas. So she says to me, you know what? I have an attorney friend that can let me call.
Yes.
So now my two friends, so they call this attorney, and then a couple of minutes later they call me to say, they've agreed to help you, and they're going to take your case pro bono. So from there, and then the law firm starts sending out letters to say within 24 hours remove the book from the shelves from whichever bookstore or online store or whatever, based on what the manuscript that I have sent them. So now they were comparing, and they see like everything is the same. It's like a copy and paste vibe.
So even the professor didn't even edit. So the professor was just fixing in grammar and stuff. So it was copy and paste.
Yeah, it was copy and paste. They didn't change the character, the storyline, the plot, the names, nothing.
Now that's pure. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. They didn't change
even the name. It was just your name that was taken off. The name of the book, they left it like that.
They left it like that. So they left everything is the same, like 100%.
Now that's a serious case.
100%. So now, and then I try and make contact, with the lady, and then to say, and I think now they have an idea that there's this type of thing, because now the department official says to me, we are going to go to Northern Cape to find out what happened.
Yes.
But now when my legal team sends them a letter of demand to say, please explain to us what happened, what he does is he responds with a letter from his own attorney. We are just asking questions. Can you please explain? So what he does is he goes and gets a legal representative. So he sends this lawyer sends my lawyers the letter. And then, so now my attorney's response was, you are not responding in the department's
department is
capacity.
Yes.
You are responding in your own personal capacity with this guy. You understand?
Why?
You understand? So now, and then we're waiting for them to send us answers, and no one responds. And then, okay, now, 3rd month, 4th month, I'm sick,
sorry.
going in and out of, doctor's rooms, hospital.
Because of this book?
Yes, hospital, and I'm taking hypertension and cardio-related, because, this thing is like causing me so much discomfort. I can't eat. I lost weight. My heart is not functioning properly. I don't have money. I can't work. I can't do anything. So now, I'm at home, bedridden, in that state. So, and then I decided I'm not going to do anything about this. I'm just going to try and wait for,
Very response.
Yeah, so just for me to get better. And, so it's been 18 months. So my first now, when I felt that, my heart is stable, I got the right treatment, I'm much better. I've gained weight, I can eat, I can sleep, and my doctor recommended that I get counseling as well. So during all that, I sold my car. I sold my car because
look what this book has done to you.
And then I lose my car, and then I'm kidna ole body taxing up and down, going to the hospital every 5 minutes, sick, and my boys are just there watching me,
deteriorating,
going through all that. And then I decided this year when I posted, so I planned everything to say, you know what, I am now going to opt for social media, because
where else? Who can?
So I posted on Thursday, and then Friday morning when I woke up, it was.
Yeah. I think that's what most of us saw. And we're like, How possible is that? I'm sorry, Hori, you went through so much.
Yes.
Guys, you know what? This thing of, stealing people's books and stuff.
Yeah.
See what it did to you.
Yeah, it
It's
totally
so unfair. For the 20,000, it's about
it totally destroyed destroyed my life, because when I write with like a 10-year business plan, because I also developed a deck, a drama series. I wanted, so I was going to pitch it to production houses, so that, because you see most on TV it's just Zulu stories, Xhosa stories. We don't have many Setswana stories. So my thoughts were, I really wanted to tell our stories, and then I already developed a deck, prepared it properly for a TV drama series. Yes, and also I was going to partner with organizations that advocate for people living with, just to educate people that living with albinism is not a curse. And so those are the plans that I had. And I'm also, based on my book, I'm a motivational speaker. So now it was just expanding the work that I did to go into advocating for people living with disability, but particularly focusing on that, and also teaching people about bungaka and teaching people about bogosi ba Baswan. So that really took away work for like 5 years. And imagine, it's been 3 years. I haven't had work. I was not able to work. It's been like that until I posted on TikTok, and the support and the love that I got was absolutely mind-blowing.
Because we haven't had anything like this. This is sad. And now she's 13.
Yeah.
13, she's fully, she shares a brain, obviously. So she then lied because clearly, now 13, I will know if I wrote the book and if I didn't.
If you didn't.
So now, what was the girl saying when you are coming forth and saying, Hori, this is your book? Was she still standing on her 2 feet and saying she wrote it too?
And no, what happened was, after the TikTok post, 2 days after the TikTok post, the lady called me and said she wanted to come clean.
Oh,
she called me.
Who's the lady?
The lady who discovered the child. So Barile, that girl discovered it. So she called me. She said, "Yo, I saw the post on TikTok. People are so cruel." And I'm like, "What?" She said she wanted to come to my house with the child. She said the child is crying. She's having, obviously, a 13-year-old child. She's 15 now, and she was breaking because now she's on TikTok as well. So she saw the comments that people were saying about her. So I said to the lady, I cannot be held responsible for what people are saying about this type of crime. It's not even theft. It's a criminal offense. You understand? So it's just that in South Africa, we don't have cases like these actually seeing a day in court. Many people, there are many stories of people who have lost their TV productions, their intellectual property, their rights, their...
And about
so now people would say, individuals, I read the comments and people were like saying, yo, they stole my story, and then I decided to take another career. I am not going to abandon the only God-given talent that God has given me, because people decided to do this. And the most painful part was, they know that the work that I do, I advocate for the rights and protection of women and children. How can they use a child? No, that was the one thing that made me not to come out, because I was always thinking of the child, to say, Mar, how is this? Because now it's a small village. They acknowledged her, they praised her at school. At school, at church, in the community, go sing. You understand? So I was
knowing that it's a big lie.
It's a big lie.
And they still took all those tips and credit.
Yes. And I was so worried that they got plane tickets to go to Joburg, and they were booked in a hotel and all that, while I was rotting at home with my kids.
So if you never
Having
showed,
absolutely nothing.
if you never showed up,
They were not going to come clean.
Yo. So now coming clean for what now? What did they do? They called you because they want to come see you, or they must come clean socially and go and report, right? The statement. What did they do?
So they called me. They said they wanted to come see me because the child is. I was like, okay. I said, you know what? You must get the child some social workers, for counseling and all that. I insisted that the child must not come and see me. But the morning they were supposed to come, they said the child insists. She wants to apologize. She wants to tell me it was not her.
Shame.
I mean, she's a child, so I expected all that. That's why I did not want to have to
be
deal,
angry with the child.
Yeah, having to deal with that, because those are the things that I was thinking about. All those sleepless nights that I had, I was thinking about the child. But also, I'm a mother. That was for my own. That was for the future and the legacy of my kids.
Yeah.
And the work that I do. We understand. So now the child insisted. So I said, no, it's fine. So they come. So they drive all the way from Kuruman. They come to my house. So I see them. So I see the child. So the mother comes. And before the social media post, the mother was so arrogant. The mother was so arrogant because people were sending her message that there's a case like this. She was like, no, hey, what? She was very arrogant and rude. So that's why I decided, let me just deal with it.
Yes.
So now the mother had to come because now she figured this thing is so serious. Because also people were offering me assistance. The same way you offered me an opportunity to come and talk about my story. And then they came, and then the child came. And then, so the lady explained. She said, okay.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, so she said the child wrote a book called Kumoli Luhuma. So basically that book is like plus minus 10 A4 pages, right? And then they send it, and then she said she sent it to the professor. When the professor returned the edited script, it was not now that script, that manuscript. The professor now sent a full book called Molayakgosi. So she said she didn't read it. She said she made a mistake and did not. Now they're at home. They're telling me and my parents.
So they come to lie now.
Yeah. So she says. She forwarded to the mother, and the mother says, "No, I don't know anything about writing, and he's a professor. So when he says the book is now something else, so we figured, And then there was no time. We had to submit to national. Oh, yeah, because there was no time, and then."
So they don't know.
Yeah, so and guess what? And then the child broke down.
While they're lying.
And then the child breaks down and cries.
Yeah.
So now she cries and cries and cries. And then I said, I didn't want the child to come because this is what was going to happen. So the child is like crying. I'm like, okay, you must seek some social support and counseling for the child. But what you guys are going to do, you are going to do the right thing. You are not going to confess here because this must be fixed. This must never ever happen to anyone else. It has happened to a lot of South Africans, a lot of artists, our creatives. You submit a concept, they decline it. The next thing you see it on TV, you see it guy. You understand?
But they came to lie.
So they came. So now I said, you are going to write whatever that you guys are saying. Tell the truth. And then they went back to Kurumane, and then they wrote an affidavit to say the child wrote, it's not my book. It's not my script. I've never seen the script before. I got it from, so the child writes. So I'm like, okay. And then I took the evidence. They sent an email, and then I forwarded the whole to my legal representative. And then they said, okay, now we are going to wait. So now so I think now the lady says to me they want to have a meeting with me. They want to have a meeting with me. I don't know what is the purpose of the meeting, because now we are talking about 3 big companies now, ne? Because you can see sports, arts and culture, ne? And then it's like Anfasa, Zella Books, you understand?
Imagine.
So we are not going to go the whole I am sorry.
No.
I haven't worked for 3 years. 3 years already. So an apology is not gonna. So everybody, so everybody must take responsibility and accountability of what they did. You understand?
Yes.
Not only for me, but for everyone. I think there has to be a starting point at some point, because we must make it normal that such things can be taken to court, can be taken to court. Yeah, especially when you have like the portfolio of evidence. I wrote this book in 2017. That child was 6 years old.
Then now
I wrote this. Yes, I wrote this. And I also have an ISBN number registered in my name for this book. That's what people don't know. So this also puts me in a position to create awareness, to teach people that there are different types of copywriting your work. In the olden days, what you do is you print your manuscript, you put it in an envelope, you address it to yourself, and you don't open it.
Yes.
You email the manuscript to yourself, to say, Molayakgosi, you email it to Kentse Badirwang at gmail.com, or whatever the case is. Or you go to the National Library, or you go to CIPC and register and patent your work.
Patent your work.
Yes.
Because now this is exactly what they did to you.
Because it's so difficult to prove such cases.
Yes.
That's why people just say, it's fine, and people get depressed, ne? My sister, people get depressed, and some become alcoholics. I don't know, what could have happened to me. I most probably could have, been hit by, could have been hit by a stroke.
Or committed suicide.
Because, when you are in that deep, dark hole of depression, I'm like thinking, my boys, my kids, I don't have a car. My quality of life is so affected. I drink like 5 pills every morning. From only taking my hypertension a pill, that 1 pill, now it's like 5.
Shame. From something that people just think, they can just be popular, from writing a book that is not theirs. Now, what bothers me the most is that they came to see you, but they came and lied again. And
they wanted me to believe that.
And that's annoying, because you were hoping, okay, you guys want to come clean. Just say, no, we saw your book, they gave it to us, and we just thought, okay, why don't we just move with the flow? If you said that makes sense. Why would you want to tell someone, they brought the book, we didn't open it, we just sent it out? How do you open? And this child, as much as Allah everywhere, when she is going to these seminars, what was she saying with her mouth about the book? Because you'll be asked questions.
The mother responded. She said they trained her. The mother said we prepared her so that she must be able to know the storyline. What?
So they knew that they were stealing. Oh, Nkosiam. Guys, it's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane.
And for a professor to see a book like this, and give it to because you wrote it long time ago, to give it to obviously nearly 10 years when they were fixing it and stuff. I mean, 10 years or to 12 for such a book. I'll marry. Everybody must.
Even the lady that was editing the book, for Anfasa, send them a note to say, no, a 10-year-old, no, a 12-year-old cannot write this book. And then she says, they just said noted. proceed.
Imagine experience stories about kings, and like these are experience stories of someone who has seen things, who has gone through, like you spoke things that a child would not know.
Would not know.
And then
Would not
bona,
know.
out of the blue, bari ngwana witty bungoma, ngwana witty kindo, how the king has supposed to be. Who did that guy?
How does a child know? You speak to the bones. Yeah.
And the people who were clapping for this child as well, everybody who was in this,
Like everybody, like everybody,
like that's the proper word.
Like everybody must take responsibility.
Yeah, no.
And also, I must be compensated for what happened to me.
Yeah.
I lost like almost 3 years of my life.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, under this crime that happened. You know, not knowing if I should. Worried about the child, if the child is going to be able to handle this or not.
So for protection for someone who is trying now to win these things, study government, bring in a script, a book, what would you advise then a young person? Because obviously we will want to be part of those competitions. You can't say don't enter, obviously.
Even now, there's a call that has been, released to say we must apply. We must apply, and we want to, and I want to apply now. I want to apply. But honestly speaking, if I'm going to apply while I have a legal case with the same company that is offering the same department that I'm in a huge, horrible legal battle with, are they going to fund me? Even at home when they have the provincial funding, if I apply, are they going to fund me?
Obviously, when you
so it's like I'm blacklisted already.
I'm sorry.
For standing for the truth, for fighting what belongs to me. You understand? So everybody must just start fighting for what belongs to them.
Just fight for your work, guys.
Yeah.
Like, you work so hard for something. So what do you want to be done? Because now all these things have happened. Where now, what do you want? Because someone would say, okay, maybe we might get to an agreement with her and with you, and then to see how we fix this, because they've done a lot of damage.
Yeah, apart from like the main objective of this thing is to have, obviously, to get legal justice. Meaning, I would want my lawsuit to be successful, whatever the amount, right? And then also, every cent that was paid, apart from my legal, every money that was paid to the mother must be given back to me. The certificate must be given back to me properly in my name. You understand? So yeah, so those are the things that I'm like thinking about to say also. If now we had to go and sit and negotiate, I would still want my book to be a story that I could work with, So if maybe we could have the department negotiate with the Department of Arts and Culture, negotiate with the Department of Education to say, okay, can we subscribe? Can we approve Kentse's book? For a period of maybe 3 or 5 years. I don't know the contract is, for that.
Okay, you want your book back because it was not properly edited.
Yeah.
So you want to fix it as well.
Yeah, because I know how to work on my material so that it's not gonna be discredited for grammatical errors. So it shows that it was done in such a hurry. You understand? So yeah, so I do want my book back, and I want to work on it, edit, go through the whole editing process so I make sure that it's clean.
What would you like to tell someone who is going through what you're going through and has not taken a step to fight for their material?
You know what? I would advise them to try and collect as much portfolio of evidence as possible. Your drafts, contacts, your emails, where you have posted, if you have, where you have submitted, if you have, you understand? So once you have all that, and then I think we have like your free legal aid. What do they call it?
It's a legal aid.
Yeah,
I know there is a legal,
you understand. But the most important thing is having, to prove that the work is yours.
Oh, so
Yes.
there is someone who can fight for you.
Yeah, there is. It's your work. So it's just that, people get so demoralized, and because we don't have such cases prosecuted a lot or taken to court a lot in our country. But there has to be, this is what I'm fighting for, to say, let's do it. Because what I want to do is actually open a movement. A movement, I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it, but I've already written a book about my experience. So I can't even mention the name of the book, because now I'm afraid somebody's
writing it somewhere.
So, but I've written a book that I'm hoping to release about the whole experience. So I'm hoping that once everything is sorted and my cases, I'd release the book. My journey. My profession, my experience professionally on the implications of such a crime, and personally, emotionally, and the mental health aspect of it, because it does play a role in affecting mental health.
Because fighting comes from another level.
From another level.
You don't just
absolutely
fight.
Yes.
So we're gonna be coming to the end. And is there anything that you want to add as well, that you feel like you wanted to say something again about the book?
Yeah, so it's my book. It's my book. Irrespective of whether I'm going to be having to wait for this. I don't know how long the legal process is going to go, but I would really express my interest to production companies, because it's my book, to production companies that are interested in adopting this book into a drama series. Yeah, so that is what I want to see, because that was my original plan. And also, if I could start doing, connecting with organizations that advocate with
albinism,
that deal and advocate for people living with albinism, because that was my original business plan. So if I could start getting such invites to come and speak about the book, to come and speak about the story, and also get to be connected to organizations or institutions that dive deep into traditional healing, mental health, and bohosi. So I'd really appreciate it if I could get more interviews, because at the end of the day, if I get invited, to speak, I'm a motivational speaker based on my GBV experience, but based on this book, it will really assist me, in terms of getting work and getting paid, because I haven't worked. So you can imagine. So I'm trying to get back on my feet. So I'd appreciate the love, the support, the business support, especially, to be called and to have interviews so that I can get back on my feet. Yes.
You're a very passionate woman, and I love the fact that with all that you have gone through, there's no like anger. You are feeling pain, and you're expressing your pain, and you are not here to destroy anyone. You just need things to be done well. I personally feel that people should be punished. Why am I saying that? I'm sorry to say that. I'm saying it because we need to have, people must see an example. We need to show example, got this type of movement where people take people's materials and they use it and freely Ebile by copy and paste, which is the most saddest thing. Imagine how much work that has been stolen. And people are there but commit suicide. So if there's an example, we need to do an example so that people know, even in the department, when they take, what's going to happen to them.
Yes.
So this thing can stop.
You
know, because if you win, you just win your book back and everyone is scot-free. Another child will be going through this or is going through it already. It's just that we're now abulela. It's unfair. So lessons should be taught here. Next time, mommy, wazia buga ko department, you might lose your job. Or you might go to prison. For that.
Because it's a criminal offense.
It's a criminal offense. So, people should be punished. I'm sorry to say that. Let's learn lessons.
And I also think that it's important because now the copyright amendment bill has not been finalized because some portions of it has been referred to Parliament for finalization. So I think now we are in limbo because certain portions are not finalized. You understand? So we need to educate. We need to have programs, workshops, and educate people on this bill. Because artists are left out. They just create stuff. Even if you are a fashion designer or what. You understand? And now because we have AI, we have social media, so it gets now even more complicated, So, and I think I know why people don't want to come out, because now the litigation process takes very long, right? It takes very long, and then there's no actual legal support, you understand? And also there are no programs aimed at educating artists about the bill itself. You understand? So now they must make it a national campaign to say, let's go to these provinces, let's go into our communities and teach, because now artists contribute to South Africa's GDP. Entertainment, what you're doing now, you understand? So we all need to be educated, because one of these days you're just gonna see your similar podcast on YouTube, same name, same everything. So where are you going to go? How do you know what clause protects you? You understand? So people must be educated to say, like, the amendment bill or Act 98 of 1978. They don't even know that. You understand? So we need to know what works for us, what can protect us, and where we should go. You understand? So I know that in the department, people must just get their act together. Form a campaign, a team, go to provinces. You understand? I'm from Northwest. So you understand how shocked we are. And imagine go Kurumane. We don't even know. So these remote rural areas, we understand. So we must teach these people so they don't find themselves committing these crimes or being victims of such crimes. So now I'll be the ambassador.
You are voted winner already because you are the fighter. You are in.
I don't want to call myself a Bogote.
You are going to come back. We have a book to talk about. And also, I think we really need to learn more from this journey that you are taking, so that you can also educate the other young people, even not young people who are going through this. Because I think this is a whole topic. It's a big topic on its own. And where to go, who to call, how to go about it. Maybe you might now have detailed study departments where to call if there is something like this.
Something like this.
So I think, we are going to have another show, guys. For now, Rafeta.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Kentse Badirwang Author. This is a very amazing show, and I would like you to subscribe to Street Talk with Nomstar. The team is so amazing. The quiz, everything is so. Please. I'm coming back again. So guys, I'm going to stalk each and every one of you to make sure that you subscribe, you follow, you share, you like, the whole shebang, the whole muzagazo. So it's us signing out. Yes, good.
What's that?
Thank you so
Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
this is Street Talk.
Oh, yes.